Let me describe a door most high earners assume is locked to them forever. It's the door to a Roth IRA, the retirement account where your money grows and comes out in retirement, completely tax-free. No tax on the gains, no tax on the withdrawals. One of the best deals in the tax code. The catch? If you earn above a certain income, the IRS says you can't put money in a Roth directly. The front door slams shut. So most high earners shrug and walk away, convinced this account isn't for them. But right next to that locked front door, there's a back door. Standing wide open since 2010, perfectly legal, blessed by the IRS itself. You contribute to a different account first, then convert it. And just like that, you're inside the Roth that supposedly wasn't allowed. But there's a tripwire. One overlooked rule, the pro-rata rule, can quietly turn this tax-free move into a surprise tax bill of thousands of dollars. The strategy is simple, the trap is subtle, and the order you do things in matters. First, let's see exactly where that front door slams shut. Whether you can contribute to a Roth directly depends on your income, specifically your modified adjusted gross income, or MAGI. The IRS draws two lines. Below the first, you contribute the full amount. Between the two, you're in a phase-out band, a shrinking sliver, less and less as your income climbs. Above the second, a hard wall, zero allowed. So where are those lines? For 2025, if you're single or head of household, the phase-out runs from $150,000 to $165,000. Above $165,000, your direct Roth contribution is zero. If you're married filing jointly, the band runs from $236,000 to $246,000. Above $246,000, also zero. These numbers nudge up each year with inflation. For reference, in 2026, the single band moves to $153,000 through $168,000, and married filing jointly to $242,000 through $252,000. So for a dual-income couple or a single professional well into six figures, the math says, front door locked. For years, that's where the story ended. But it doesn't have to. Now, here's the back door. Beautifully simple. 2 steps. Step 1. You contribute to a traditional IRA. And here's the key fact that makes everything possible. There's no income limit on contributing to a traditional IRA. None. For a high earner, that contribution is non-deductible. After-tax money you've already paid income tax on. Hold that thought, because it matters later. Step 2. You convert that traditional IRA into a Roth. And the second key fact, there's no income limit on Roth conversions either. Anyone at any income can convert. That second fact is the entire legal basis for the strategy. Before 2010, there was an income cap on conversions too, so high earners were blocked at both doors. But a law called TIPRA removed that cap. Effective January 1st, 2010. The moment it disappeared, the back door swung open. How much can you move through each year? It's capped by the standard IRA contribution limit. For 2025, that's $7,000 under 50. Or $8,000 if you're 50 or older, including a $1,000 catch-up. For 2026, those rise to $7,500 under 50 and $8,600 for 50 plus, with an $1,100 catch-up. 2 steps, no income walls. Almost too easy, if not for the trap ahead. Here's the rule that catches people completely off guard, the pro-rata rule. Once you understand it, the whole strategy clicks into place. When you convert, you might assume you get to pick which dollars to move, just the clean after-tax dollars you put in. You don't. The IRS treats all of your traditional IRA money as one single blended pool. Picture one big jar. Into it, the IRS pours every traditional SEP and SIMPLE IRA you own, all added together, treated as one account, even across different banks. Some of that money might be pre-tax, old deducted contributions, or a rollover from an old 401k. Some might be after-tax, like the fresh non-deductible contribution you just made. The IRS blends them, so when you scoop out money to convert, you don't get pure after-tax dollars. You get a proportional mix, the same ratio of pre-tax to after-tax as the whole jar. That's the trap. If your jar is full of pre-tax money, your tax-free conversion drags a big chunk of taxable money along with it. Now, what goes in the jar and what stays out? Into the jar. Traditional SEP and simple IRAs. Excluded entirely. Your 401k, 403b, 457b, any Roth IRA, and any inherited IRA. Workplace plans don't count. And that exclusion is your escape hatch in Factor 5. The taxable percentage is simple division, pre-tax balance divided by total IRA balance. It's measured as of December 31st of the conversion year and reported on Form 8606. Let's put real numbers on that trap, with two people doing the exact same move and getting wildly different bills. Both contribute $7,000 of after-tax money to a traditional IRA, and both convert all $7,000 to a Roth. Same action, same amount. Person A has a clean slate, zero pre-tax money in any IRA, so the jar holds only their $7,000 after-tax dollars. Pre-tax balance is zero, so 0% is taxable. All 7,000 converts, completely tax-free. Exactly how the backdoor is supposed to work. Now person B, same $7,000 after-tax contribution, but person B already has $93,000 of pre-tax money in a traditional IRA from an old 401k rolled over. Now the jar holds $93,000 pre-tax plus $7,000 after-tax, $100,000 total. Watch what pro-rata does. Only $7,000 of that $100,000 is after-tax, just 7%. So when person B converts $7,000, only 7%, $490 is tax-free. The other 93%, $6,510, is taxable income, on a move they were certain was tax-free. If person B is in the 32% tax bracket, that's roughly $2,083 in tax, out of nowhere, on a maneuver everyone said costs nothing. Same exact action. One pays zero, the other gets a $2,000 surprise, and the difference was only the pre-tax money already in the jar. Which is exactly what we fix next. So how do you keep the backdoor clean? The fix is elegant, and it comes straight from a rule we already covered. Remember what does not go in the pro-rata jar. Workplace plans. Your 401k is completely invisible to this calculation. The loophole inside the loophole. So here's the move. Before you convert, take the pre-tax money in your traditional IRA and roll it the other direction, into your employer's 401k, if your plan accepts it. It's called a reverse rollover. The money is still yours, still tax-deferred, still growing. It just lives in the 401k now, where pro-rata can't touch it. Watch what that does to person B. They roll all $93,000 of pre-tax money into their 401k. Now the jar holds zero pre-tax dollars, just the $7,000 after tax. Zero pre-tax means 0% taxable. Their conversion goes from a $2,000 tax bill to completely tax-free. Same strategy, arbitrary. They just emptied the jar first. Now the full checklist in order. 1. Make your non-deductible contribution to the traditional IRA. 2. Convert it to a Roth. 3. File Form 8606. And you must file it even if you owe zero tax. It's how you prove the after-tax dollars were already taxed. 4. Keep your pre-tax IRA balance at zero on December 31st, the date pro-rata measures. Do those 4 things in order, and the backdoor stays clean year after year. So let's tie it together. A backdoor Roth IRA lets high earners legally get into an account at the front door lock them out of. You contribute after-tax money to a traditional IRA, no income limit, then convert to a Roth, which has no income limit either, because that conversion cap was removed back in 2010. But the whole strategy lives or dies on pro-rata. The IRS blends every traditional SEP and simple IRA you own into a single jar and taxes your conversion in proportion to the pre-tax money inside. Empty jar, tax-free. Pre-tax money in the jar, and most of your free conversion becomes taxable. A thousands of dollars surprise. The fix is to zero out those pre-tax balances first, usually by rolling them into a 401k, where pro-rata can't see them. Then contribute, convert, file Form 8606, and keep that balance at zero by year-end. This is education, not financial advice. Limits change yearly, and everyone's tax picture differs. So run your own numbers with a tax professional. But understand the back door and its tripwire. And you can claim decades of tax-free growth most high earners think they'll never get. If this just opened a door you assumed was bolted shut, hit subscribe. That's what this channel does. The money moves nobody ever sat you down and explained. And here's your perfect next step. We've talked about getting into a Roth. But should you even choose Roth over a traditional account in the first place? They're taxed in opposite directions, and picking the wrong one can quietly cost you for decades. Watch the video on Roth versus traditional and see which one actually wins. I'll see you there.